bicycles against the wall.
I'm glad Mrs. Lehman invited us to tea. I'm hungry.
Hello, children. Come on inside, all of you.
Hello, Mrs. Lehman.
Hello. That's right. Now then, Julian, I've got some biscuits here. I want you to hand them round, will you?
Thank you. What a pretty cottage.
Oh, I'm so glad you like it, because I was going to ask you all to come and stay here for a few days.
On our own? Won't you be here?
Well, now, that's just it. I've got to go and look after an invalid cousin. And I wondered... Oh, how silly of me. You know, I know Julian and Anne and Dick so well, but I don't think I've ever met you.
Oh, this is George, Mrs. Lehman. She's our cousin.
George? She? I don't understand.
Her real name's Georgina. I'm sorry, George. We always call you George anyway.
Then George it shall be. Do you know, I hated being a girl when I was your age, George. But there are only 4 of you. I've always heard of the famous 5. Where's the 5th?
Here. Tim is one of the famous 5, aren't you, Tim?
Well, now, before you decide, I must tell you about Wilfred. He's a little boy who lives in the orphanage on the other side of the village. He's, about your age and perhaps a wee bit younger.
What's he like, this Wilfred? Where is he now?
Oh, he can't be far. He's probably out somewhere talking to the rabbits.
Talking to the rabbits?
Yes, you know, he sits down and blows on a sort of little whistle thing, and they all come round him. And then he makes funny little squeaking noises, and the rabbits seem to understand. Well, if you don't call that talking to them, I'd like to know what is.
What do you say, George?
Tim seems to like it, so it's all right with me.
Then it's settled, Mrs. Lehman. We'll stay.
Oh, splendid. Now, you'll find food in the larder, plenty of bedclothes upstairs. I expect you'll find a bit of a crush, but I'm sure you won't mind that, will you? Oh, and there's a girl from the village coming in called Sally. She's going to do the cleaning.
I'm sure we'll manage fine. Let me take your suitcase to the bus stop.
Thank you, Julian. Now, goodbye, children, and mind you keep an eye on Wilfred for me.
Bye, Miss Lehman. Goodbye. Goodbye. I'm going to look at the bedrooms. Good idea, George. Come on, Tim.
I'm going to see what's in the larder. There's plenty of food. Ham, most of an apple pie. Oh, who are you? I'm Anne. Oh, you're Wilfred, aren't you? What are you doing here? We're staying here to keep you company while Mrs. Lehman's away. What were you doing on the floor? Never you mind. I don't want you here, so clear off. Don't be silly. You can't stay here all alone. I shan't be all alone. I've got plenty of friends. Matter of fact, I was just talking to one of them, but you scared him away. Oh, pretend friends. But you can't have any real friends in a lonely place like this. Well, I have. And here's one of them. Ah! So look out. What's the matter, Aunt Hose? Now, get out of my cottage, all of you, or I'll tell the snake to bite you. Hello? What's all the row about? Don't go near him, Julian. This is Wilfred. He's got a horrible poisonous snake. Rubbish. Put it away and don't be an idiot. So you're Wilfred? Yes. He said he doesn't want us here, and that he's got plenty of friends. Oh, have you? Yes, I have, and they'll come whenever I call. Don't believe you. All right, then, I'll prove it. Come outside and you'll see. Look, a badger. bad, wicked dog, frightening all my friends away.
Don't you dare touch him. Tim, come back here.
There, come to say you're sorry, you old chap.
Hit him. Timmy, please.
He likes me better than you.
That's not true.
Well, you can all stay here, provided Tim stays too. You'll see, he'll soon be my dog.
I'm going home. I'm not staying in this horrible cottage with that foul boy.
But we promised, Mrs. Lehman. Well, do what you like. You needn't worry. You won't see much of me, because I don't want to see much of you.
You're right, George. He is a foul boy.
Perhaps it's not having a proper home of his own that makes him, well, sort of spiky. Maybe he'll be nicer when he gets to know us. Well, if we're staying, we'd better go home and get our things. Get mine for me, will you? I'm going to stay here and make the beds and get the tea ready.
Good old Anne. Can't wait to start housekeeping, can you? Come on.
Cheerio, Anne.
Come on, Timmy.
Let him stay. He's probably tired. I'll look after him.
All right.
What is it? Please, can I have a saucer of milk? A saucer? Don't you mean a cup? No, a saucer. It's not for me. Oh, I see. It's for one of your friends. Yes, I'll get you one. Here you are. Thanks. Please put it on the table. What's the matter? It's only a toad. Surely you're not afraid of toads. Look how lovely its eyes are. I know I'm silly, but I can't bear creepy crawlies. Please take it away. Now look what you've made me do. I'll have to go and clear up the mess. Oh, how horrible. Don't you like snails either? Perhaps you prefer a spider. A nice, fat, creepy, crawly spider! You! I thought you were such a quiet little girl. So did I. I'm sorry. I don't know what came over me. You shouldn't have teased me like that. Oh, dear, you're soaked. It's all right, I suppose I asked for it. Only, I never thought you'd give it to me. You'd better go and change. Bring me your wet clothes and I'll dry them for you. All right. Anne, what is it? I like you.
Hello, I'm Sally.
I'm Anne. Sorry about the mess. There was an accident.
So you've decided to stay? Mrs. Lehman said you might.
Yes, the others have gone to get our things.
I don't blame you. It's a beautiful cottage.
I know. But it was the view really that decided us to stay. What's the mystery about Whispering Island? Buried treasure, haven't you heard?
Get along with you. That's just a fairy tale.
Tell me about it.
Belongs to Sir Hugo Blaise, the island does. He lives all alone there with his 2 men servants.
The Blaise family have owned Whispering Island since I don't know when.
Since the Crusades, some say. There was a Sir Hugo Blaise with the Crusaders. That's his picture. It's from his tomb in the church.
He's the one who's supposed to have brought treasure, gold and jewels from the east. He hid it on the island and nobody's found it since.
Not likely to, neither. No one's allowed to set foot in the place.
Why not? It's some sort of nature reserve. All sorts of rare animals running about there wild. I'd love to go there.
Better not try. They'd soon chase you off.
I don't care. I jolly well will go there one day. You see if I don't. I I'm not scared even of ghosts. Ghosts?
Yes, lords and ladies all in white dancing about in the trees.
Ooh, worse than spiders and toads.
I don't believe this Whispering Island's all it's cracked up to be. Nature reserve, indeed. I've heard they trap and snare the animals.
Snare? Trapping animals is cruel. It ought to be stopped. I've a good mind to.
You've a good mind to what, Wilfred?
To go to the island and see what really is going on there.
Get along with you.
The clothes will soon be dry in the kitchen. I'll go and make the beds.
I'll come and give you a hand, dear.
I will go. You see if I don't. Tim? Tim, come with me to Whispering Island. Come. Excuse me, is that Mrs. Evans' boat down there?
Ah, that's it down there.
Thank you. Just you wait for tea.
Oh, couldn't I just have one now? I'm sure it's nearly tea time.
Well, wait till Wilfred's here. Tim!
Well, it's time I was off home now. Will you be all right? I'll look in tomorrow.
We'll be fine, Sally. Thanks for all your help.
No trouble at all.
Bye, Sally.
Cheerio all.
Tim! Come back, Tim! Tim's nowhere about. Did you see Wilfred?
Bother Wilfred. You don't think they've gone off together?
They may have gone for a walk.
Did they go out together?
I don't know. I didn't see.
You said you'd look after him. You promised.
Tim, come here. There you are, Tim. Now don't you dare run away again. You come with me, see?
Grab him.
Can Wilfred escape? What is the mystery of Whispering Island? Come and see next week's episode, The Hunt in the Woods. The famous five, Julian, Anne, Dick, George, and Timmy the dog, have been invited to stay by the seaside. There's a strange boy there called Wilfred.
What's he like, this Wilfred? Where is he now?
Oh, he can't be far. He's probably out somewhere talking to the rabbits.
Talking to the rabbits?
Yes, you know, he sits down and blows on a sort of little whistle thing, and they all come round him.
He sounds a bit peculiar.
Weird, I call it.
But there's more for the famous five to think about than Wilfred and his animals.
What's the mystery about Whispering Island? Buried treasure, haven't you heard?
Get along with you. That's just a fairy tale.
Treasure is not the only mystery on Whispering Island. It's a nature reserve for rare animals. But why are there rumors of traps and snares?
Snares? Trapping animals is cruel. It ought to be stopped.
Sir Wilfrid and Tim the dog land on Whispering Island to see for themselves.
Do you really think Wilfrid may have tried to cross to Whispering Island with Tim?
Well, he was talking about it. We'd better get down to the beach and see what we can find out. Come on, everyone.
Look, I haven't had my tea yet.
Excuse me, did a boy and a dog come for a boat this afternoon?
About half hour ago. Took Mrs. Lehman's boat.
Did he say where he was going?
No?
I bet they've gone to Whispering Island.
Whispering Island with a dog? God, if I'd known that, I'd never let him go.
Why not?
Nature reserve, that is. And they do say there's keepers there with guns, likely to shoot a dog on sight.
It's all your fault for letting them go. If anything's happened to Tim, I'll never speak to you again.
We better go over and get them back. Can we have a boat right away?
No, you can't have a boat. Not the way the weather is, blowing up for a right old storm it is. I only hope that kid's safe on the island and stays there till the wind drops.
If you won't let us have a boat, I'll swim across.
Good old George, I'll come with you.
You can't do that, that's over a mile.
I will. Coming, Dick?
I'm with you.
They don't mean it, do they?
You don't know George. When she says a thing, she means it. And she'd swim 10 miles for Timmy.
Please let us have a boat. You must.
Oh, all right then. Only remember, you take it at your own risk.
All right, George, we can have that boat there. Keep the bow, head onto the waves. Tim? Tim? Where are you, Tim? Tim? Where are you, Tim? Steady, boy. I'll get you out of this. What is it, Tim? Rabbits! Gosh, they're super! And they must be terribly rare. You poor things. Never mind, I'll get you out. You bad dog, frightening all those rabbits bite you.
Well, we got a short way with dogs here. Carlo!
Don't shoot him, I'll keep her quiet. Bite him.
That's better. Now, what are you doing here, anyway? Don't you know it's a nature reserve? No visitors allowed.
Funny sort of nature reserve with traps for rabbits.
The rabbits are caught and marked with identity rings and then released. Sir Hugo Blaze keeps a record of them all. He's a great naturalist.
What about this snare? That'd kill a small animal if it got round its neck.
Poachers from the mainland, most likely. Your sort, in fact.
Me a poacher?
Why not? Coming here with a dog, interfering with the animals. That's it, you're a poacher.
I'm not.
We'll see about that. Anyway, you're a suspicious character and you'll be treated as such.
What are you going to do with me?
Well, seeing you've lost your boat, we'll have to lock you up for the night and take you back to the mainland in the morning. After that, we'll let the police and the magistrate decide. Come on, up to the house.
I won't go!
Now stop that or you'll be sorry. What's that?
Oh, this. This is my pet viper.
Does it bite?
It's never bitten me, but I've got away with snakes. Bit a boy at school once and he had to have his leg amputated to save his life. Would you like to stroke it? It might not bite you.
Keep away.
All right. Come on, Tim.
Get after him, you fool.
What, with that snake? Catch me.
We'll have to chance the snake. Come on.
I've had enough chasing about for one day. Let him go.
We can't afford to have him loose on the island. Not with the job we got on tonight.
Loading up the bunnies, you mean?
Of course, what do you think I mean? Another thing. Supposing he decides to go to Sir Hugo and tell him about the traps.
Blimey, that would muck things up.
Come on, Tim, we'd better find Hugo. There's something very fishy going on here. I wonder what that job is they've got to do tonight. I bet you it's crooked.
I'll never find him like this. You're making more noise than a herd of elephants.
I told you I hated the country. Nasty damp woods, horrible wet water.
Well, do you think I enjoy playing cowboys and Indians in the rain? We took this job because there's money to be made on the side.
Crusaders' treasure, is that what you mean? 6 months we spent looking for that secret passage in the cellars with the rats and the cockroaches. Crusaders' bronchitis, that's what I've got out of it.
All right, so there isn't any treasure. We've done all right with the rabbits, haven't we? Scarcer than mink they are, and a lovely price they've fetched right under Sir Hugo's nose. Our biggest consignment goes out tonight, and I'm not going to let some nosy little brat spoil it all for us.
Are you going to stop him? Tell me that.
Well, the first thing we've got to do is stop him seeing Sir Hugo.
Go back to the house. I'm all in favour of that.
Well, let's get moving.
Wait there, Tim.
Carlo! Emilio! Carlo! Emilio! Where the blazes are you? Carlo! It's time for my hot drink. Carlo! It's time for my hot drink. Carlo!
There he is.
Carlo!
That's torn it.
Better see what he wants. Get him inside the house before the boy gets there. I'll keep watch.
Where the blazes have you been?
Just patrolling the grounds, Sir Hugo.
Then bring my hot drink here at once.
Yes, Sir Hugo.
Jump to it, Carlo.
You'll have to help me to get in, Tim. Now, this is what I want you to do. Go on, boy.
Carlo, jump to it, man!
Stand back! I want to see Sir Hugo!
What the devil's going on here, eh?
Poacher, sir, I shouldn't wonder.
Lock him up.
Please, Sir Hugo, I must talk to you. These men.
Silence, boy. Well, don't just stand there, man. March him off. Lock him in the still room.
He's got a poisonous snake, Sir Hugo. Viper.
Eh? Poppycock, man.
Please, Sir Hugo.
Silence, boy. I'll deal with you later. Prisoner and escort. Quick, march. Was that a dog?
Well, the boy had one with him, sir.
Catch it, man, before he kills half the wildlife on the island, and jump to it. Discipline. That's what they need. Hey, Wellington.
What about a charge? What about a charge?
Turn the boat round or we'll be swamped!
Can they struggle to safety through the waves? Can Wilfrid escape? Come and see next week's episode, The Castaways. Julian, Anne, Dick and George have set out to look for their friend Wilfrid and Timmy the dog on Whispering Island. Wilfrid can charm animals by playing on a pipe, and he soon sets free the rare striped rabbits he finds trapped on the island.
Poor things. Never mind, I'll get you out.
The traps are part of a scheme of Sir Hugo's gamekeepers, Emilio and Carlo.
We've done all right with the rabbits, haven't we? Scarcer than mink they are, and a lovely price they've fetched right under Sir Hugo's nose. Our biggest consignment goes out tonight, and I'm not going to let some nosy little brat spoil it all for us.
So Wilfrid doesn't get far when he tries to appeal to Sir Hugo Blaise.
What the devil's going on here, eh?
Poacher, sir, I shouldn't wonder.
Lock him up.
Meanwhile, Julian and the others are struggling to reach Whispering Island in a rough sea.
Turn the boat round or we'll be swamped in a minute!
Governor said catch it, not shoot it.
Had my arm bitten off. If the lad had been better, I'd have got him by now.
There he goes.
Tim!
I think I got him that time.
Is he all right?
Yes.
Thank goodness.
If he'd been killed, it would have been your fault.
I'm sorry, George. Truly. You're not being fair, George. Leave Anne alone.
She was in charge of Tim, and she let Wilfrid bring him here. That's all I know.
What are we going to do now? That's the point.
We'd better find those keepers and tell them Tim won't do any harm.
I don't think they'd ask for explanations. They'd just shoot first.
And they might shoot us by mistake. The only thing is to hide. They're coming this way. There's a cave over there. Come on.
No sign of the brute here.
Probably lying dead in the undergrowth. Let's go back to the house.
What horrible men!
Wonder what's happened to Wilfrid. Oughtn't we to look for him? After all, we did say that we'd take care of him.
Who cares about Wilfrid? He shouldn't have come here in the first place. Come on, let's get out of this wind.
We can't decide what to do on an empty stomach. I'm starving.
So am I.
Wait a minute, I've got these.
What?
Buns. I'm afraid they're a bit wet and soggy, but better than nothing.
Thank goodness it's clearing up a bit. I'm frozen. We must get warm somehow. We can't look for Wilfrid like this. We'll all get pneumonia.
If we could only light a fire.
Got some matches? Oh, they're not much use after being in the sea.
Wait a minute, I've still got my torch. Works too.
Don't be daft, you can't get warm round a torch.
I know, stupid, but we can use the lens as a burning glass. We should be able to make a good fire like that. There should be some driftwood down the beach.
I do wish you'd be nicer to Anne, George. She's only a kid. She's terribly sorry for what happened.
Anyway, you've got Tim back safe and sound. Besides, if Anne hadn't have let him go, we shouldn't have been having this adventure.
Adventure, Dick? I do believe you're enjoying this.
Well, you never know what may happen next. Anyway, it's not going to be much fun if George is in a mood with Anne all the time. The famous five must stick together.
All right, I'll try.
Here you are. The rain hasn't got them.
Fine, dump them there.
I don't think it's going to work.
You wait. No smoke without fire. Steady, don't blow too hard.
It's going out.
No, it isn't. There's a flame there.
Quick, some more sticks.
You'll see, we'll soon get warm now.
Oh, I hope so. I wonder how poor Wilfred's getting on. Key's still in the door. I wonder. Hello, little friend. I won't hurt you. You're going to help me get out of here. Just tie a string around you. Good chap.
I feel much warmer now.
I'd feel better still if I'd more to eat.
I'm afraid we can't do anything about that at the moment. The thing now is to find Wilfred. Agreed?
Yes, I suppose so.
George.
Oh, all right if we must.
Right then. Our best plan is to make for the house and tell whoever lives there.
Sir Hugo Blaze.
Tell him that it was all a mistake and see if he'll help us get back to the mainland.
We'd better hurry. It'll be getting dark soon. Just think of it. We've missed our tea, and now it's jolly nearly supper time.
The boy knocked it out of my hand.
Then make me another. And look sharp about it.
Yes, Sir Hugo.
Jump to it, man.
Bunnies, you should be playing in the woods.
An owl?
Spooky, isn't it? Anyone know if the island's haunted?
Well, Sally did say something.
What?
No, don't suppose it's true. Look! Lords and ladies, all in white, dancing among the trees. They're only statues. Statues. What a fool I am.
Lords and ladies all in white.
Shut up, Dick. You were just as scared as anyone.
This must have been part of the gardens once.
The people who lived here must have been rich. I bet there is treasure here somewhere.
Well, no one's ever been able to find it.
That's because it's well hidden. I say, if we snoop around a bit, we might be able to find it.
What a hope. Anyway, we can't be far from the house now. Come on.
Disappeared.
He can't have got far. Must have gone that way.
How can Wilfrid be rescued? Will the famous five solve the mystery of the Crusaders' treasure? Come and see next week's episode, The Secret Door. The famous five have been cast away on Whispering Island.
The thing now is to find Wilfrid. Agreed? Our best plan is to make for the house and tell whoever lives there. Sir Hugo Blaise. Tell him that it was all a mistake.
Wilfrid has been trapped, but manages to escape using the little pipe with which he charms animals. And the the cellars of Blaise Castle, Wilfrid runs into fresh trouble.
To Wilfrid!
No sign of the little brat anywhere.
Listen, I heard something.
Nah, it's only an owl. Blast that kid. He must be here somewhere.
We're there. What should we do now?
Better knock on the door and try to explain everything. If we tell Sir Hugo Blaise that Wilfrid brought him here without permission, and that all we want to do is leave, surely he'll help us get back to the mainland.
He might even give us some grub first. What's the matter, Tim? He's worried about something. Probably sniffed a rabbit. I bet he's hungry too.
No, Anne's right. He really does seem anxious. Let him take us to whatever it is. But for goodness sake, hang on to his collar. It's an old well.
Perhaps Tim wants a drink.
Shh! I can hear something.
It's Wilfrid!
Serves him right.
George, how could you? Well, we've got to get him out of there whether it serves him right or not. I'd better shin down the rope.
No, I'll go. I'm lighter than you. We'll need your strength to haul us up.
All right, Dick, down you go. Hang on, Wilfrid. We'll get you out. Please hurry! How far down is it?
I can't see.
Grab hold of the rope. Got him! Get your feet in the bucket.
Got it, I'm all right now.
All right, hoist away.
Hoist away! Right?
What's that? Funny place for a door.
Oh, kids, why can't you get us to the top? George, come and give us a hand. It's too heavy.
It looks rotten. I bet I could bust it. Oh, bother!
Ah, good old Tim, you saved my life.
Didn't I do anything?
Tim would have done the same for anyone. Don't think he's especially fond of you.
All right, you lot. Back to the house. Come on, all of you. Get in there.
Let me go!
a wild boy, but you've got guts, and I like that in a lad. Now, what's all this about, eh?
Please, Sir Hugo, Wilfred didn't know that dogs weren't allowed here, so we just came to fetch them back.
And our boat was wrecked.
And we got soaking wet.
And hungry.
And I found some traps.
We weren't doing any harm. And then
And I found some rabbits in cages in the cellar. If we could just get back to the
One at
mainland.
a time. You boy, what's all this about cages and traps, eh?
Don't pay any attention, Sir Hugo. Boy's a born liar.
I'll hear what he has to say. Well, lad, out with it.
Well, first I found some snares in the woods, then traps with rabbits in them. I wanted to tell you, but you wouldn't let me speak.
Oh, well, go on, boy.
Then, when I got out of that storeroom place, I went down into the cellar to hide. There's masses of crates down there, all with live rabbits in them, as if they've been got ready to be sent away.
He's making it all up, sir. Isn't he, Carlo?
Hey? Oh, yes, pack of lies, the whole thing.
Come and see then if you don't believe me.
I can't get down the steps in this contraption, you can see that.
He can't prove it, sir. It's all a bluff.
Come as far as the kitchen then. I'll carry the crates up for you to see.
Good boy. Good boy. Ah! That's all. The old Duke of Wellington seems to like you. Generally a good judge of character, that bird.
Will you come and see, sir?
Very well. We'll have the truth of this. You two wait here. If the boy's right, I'll have something to say to you later.
Carlo, wait.
Wait? What for? Jail? Game's up. So Hugo finds out we've been trapping the rabbits and selling them to the fur dealers. He'll give us a sack and probably have us arrested.
Don't be a fool. A sick old man and a bunch of kids. How can they stop us? Look, the boat arrives at dawn, right? We got our biggest consignment yet down there in the crates. They're worth thousands. We leave with them. We'll be in France before Sir Hugo can raise the alarm.
Supposing he telephones the police on the mainland.
Already thought of that.
You better take that one.
I like that lad in spite of myself. The way he went for Emilio.
He's terribly fond of animals, especially Tim.
Suppose he's not too bad, really.
Here, now do you believe me?
Well, I knew nothing about this. How many more are there down there?
About 100, I should think. Your man said it was something to do with putting identity rings to them for your natural history records.
Suffer nonsense. We'll soon see about this. Out of my way, man.
Emilio said you were to stay here.
How dare you? Insubordination. I'll have you court-martialed. I'll telephone the police.
You can try. But somehow I don't think you'll get a line.
Take me to the motorboat at once.
Nothing doing.
Do as I say, man, and jump to it.
You're not on the parade ground now, you know. I'm giving the order, see? You'll stay here until a boat calls for us at dawn to take us to a certain furrier we know in Paris. Us and the little bunny rabbits.
What's going to happen to us when you've gone?
Well, maybe somebody will come and look for you. Then again, maybe they won't. That's your problem. Come on, Carlo.
To think that I trusted those men. I had to have them to look after this place when I took to this confounded wheelchair.
You must have been terribly lonely.
Not a bit of it. I've had the animals and the old Duke of Wellington here. They've been my friends. But when I think of those scoundrels selling them to make fur coats,
Haven't you any family, sir?
All dead. I never married. Old story that. Never mind it now. No one to leave this place to. Last to the blazes, what?
That's awfully sad.
Eh? Sad? Well, I suppose it is in a way. Sad for the animals, anyhow. I suppose some smart Alec will buy this island and build a holiday camp or something and scare them away. Or start a fur farm, perhaps. But I'm not dead yet, by George. And while there's breath in my body, those men aren't going to get away with this. No way out there, my boy, even if you could open the door.
And the other door leads to the storeroom where I was locked up before. I know, sir. I was just thinking, if only we could set the rabbits free, that would put a stop to Emilio and Carlo's rotten game, even if we couldn't get out ourselves.
Smart lad. There's a ventilator in the cellar. Too narrow for any of you to get through, but big enough for my little stripy fellows to scuttle out into the woods.
If only we could get down there. But that door's like rock.
Please, Sir Hugo.
Yes, my boy. You've been very quiet so far.
I usually go quiet when I'm hungry. I know it's a bit of a cheek, but could we have something to eat, do you think?
Help yourselves. And the girls can get busy making some cocoa. There should be some milk in there somewhere.
Excuse me, sir. Isn't there supposed to be a secret passage here somewhere? Something to do with the Crusaders' treasure?
I'm afraid that's all poppycock, my boy. I've never seen a sign of any treasure.
Nobody has. That's why the passage is still secret.
There's some sense in that. Certainly the first Sir Hugo is said to have brought back a great deal of wealth from the Crusades, and there's no record of its having left the island since.
Then it must be here, then.
Don't talk with your mouth full.
Would you like some bread and jam, Sir Hugo? I'm afraid it's a bit doorsteppy.
Cocoa's ready.
Doorstep and jam and a mug of cocoa, by George, I would.
But what about the secret passage, Sir Hugo?
I came across... sorry, dear, talking with my mouth full. I came across an old rhyme in the library the other day. Poppycock, without a doubt. But the silly thing stuck in my head. It goes like this. If Hugo's treasure you would see, open the door where no door should be.
That doesn't scan very well, does it?
Sorry, went the wrong way. Did you say something about a door, Sir Hugo?
Yes, a door where no door should be.
I've seen it, the door. I've seen it, I tell you.
Where?
Down the well when I was fishing out Wilfred. A little wooden door in a well shaft. That's a door where no door should be, if you like.
But haven't you forgotten something? There may be a way from the well to the cellar, but it's no use to us when we're locked up here.
I've been thinking about that, and I've got an idea that just might work. But we'll need your help, Sir Hugo.
What, an old crock like me in a wheelchair? I'll do what I can, but it won't be much.
Well, here's my plan.
This is a life, eh?
Yeah. It's the life we'll be leading after tomorrow after we flog those rabbit skins in Paris.
Let it down! Come on! Let it down!
What's that?
Those pigs.
Quiet! What do you want?
Emilio, I'm willing to strike a bargain with you.
What sort of bargain?
I'll buy the rabbit's freedom. Turn them loose in the woods and I'll make it worth your while.
You couldn't. I can get thousands for those striped rabbit skins. You haven't got that kind of money, have you?
You know very well I'm not rich, but there's the Crusaders' treasure.
Ah, that's just an old yarn.
I know where the treasure's hidden, and what's more, I can prove it.
How can you prove it?
Take me to the study, and I'll show you the documents.
It's a trick. Don't trust him. If he knows where the treasure is, why hasn't he had it for himself?
Yeah, but you know, Sir Hugo, he doesn't seem to care about money.
All the same.
Oh, what can we lose? After all, he can't run away, can he? Get your gun. All right, Sir Hugo, we'll take you out. But only you. And if it is a trick, you'll be sorry. I'll wait into the study. You stay here and watch the kids. Hey!
Get him, get him!
Up you get! And you! Into the kitchen. Into the storeroom. There! See how you like being locked up for a bit like the rabbit you trapped? It worked! Here, let me help you.
Thank you, my dear. As neat a maneuver as I've ever seen. I wish I had you youngsters in my regiment.
Let's see if I was right about the door in the well. The door where no door should be. Wish you could come with us.
I shall be all right. I've got the old Duke of Wellington to look after me. I'll be in the library and wait for you there.
All right, come on.
Goodbye for the moment.
What dangers await behind the door in the well shaft? Are Emilio and Carlo out of the way for good? Come and see next week's episode, The Crusaders' Treasure. famous five come to Whispering Island to look for their friend Wilfrid. Wilfrid is trapped in Blaze Castle, but using the pipe with which he charmed animals, he escapes. Soon the tables are turned on Emilio and Carlo, the villains on the island.
See how you like being locked up for a bit like the rabbit you've trapped.
But now they remember the story of the Crusaders' treasure on the island.
I came across an old rhyme in the library the other day. Poppycock, without a doubt. But the silly thing stuck in my head. It goes like this. If Hugo's treasure you would see, open the door where no door should be.
I've seen it, the door. I've seen it, I tell you.
Where?
Down the well when I was fishing out Wilfrid. A little wooden door in the well shaft.
So the famous five and Wilfrid go out to investigate.
It's all right, Tim. Nobody's going to get hurt this time.
Hold it! Hold it! It is the secret passage! Hoist away!
Your turn, Wilfrid. Right. Righto, hoist away! Come on, I've got you.
Carlo! Give me a hand with this.
What for?
Come here. Oh! Here.
Your turn, George.
Right. Wait here, Tim.
Go get your gun.
Okay, Julian, we've got you. That was a close thing.
Thank goodness you're all right, Julian.
The rope's gone. We can't go back up the well. You mean we're stuck here? Not necessarily. We can't go back, that's all. We'll just have to go forward. Another door! Let's try and open it!
It's trusted solid, it won't budge.
Then we are stuck.
Perhaps if we all pulled it might open.
Good idea. Well, why don't we try pushing?
Is that meant to be funny?
It is! It's the Crusaders' treasure! Just look at these jewels! More jewels! And that statue! Gosh, this weighs a ton! Must be solid gold! This one's a sort of lever. Give me a hand, someone. Oh, look, it's opening. It is a lever. Pull harder, Dick. I wonder where this leads to. Look, the rabbits. Aren't they sweet? How could anyone want to turn them into fur coats? We'll soon have them out of here.
Look at this one. He's got a beautifully waffly nose.
All right, kiddies. Playtime's over. Carlo! It's here! We made the treasure!
Oh, no, you don't.
This is it, Carlo. A millionaire's a dozen times over. Go and have a look. The statues in there are solid gold. More diamonds, rubies, and emeralds than all the crown jewels put together. Down the steps, you lot. Come on, I'm not messing about. I mean business now. I'd shoot my own grandmother for what's in there. So don't try any of your tricks. Now move!
Where's this lead to? I can smell the sea.
That's right. Leads down to a cave on the beach. That's where we take the rabbits to the boats. Now we can use it for the treasure.
What a horrible place.
Sorry you don't like it, because this is where you're going to stay. There. That ought to keep you out of mischief.
It's no good.
They've really got us this time.
What an awful place. I bet dreadful things have happened here.
I suppose it's where Hugo's ancestors kept their prisoners.
Cheer up, everyone. We're not beaten yet. There's still Sir Hugo and Tim. How can they help us?
Poor Tim. He won't know what's happened to us. And if those men see him, they're sure to shoot him.
I'm soaked. That rock's wringing wet. I noticed. It isn't just the damp either. There's seaweed here. They're coming back.
There's some company for you.
You'll pay for this. By George, if I was 20 years younger, I'd give you the thrashing of your lives.
Yeah, but you're not. And you can't. Come on, Carlo. We got work to do.
Have they hurt you? I'm sorry I've got you into this pickle.
We got ourselves into it, Sir Hugo. It's not your fault.
It's the fault of the treasure. I never wanted to find it. And now it's come to light, it's brought nothing but trouble.
Julian, what did you mean about that seaweed? Oh, nothing. I know. We're an awful long way down, aren't we? Yes, but... And that passage leads right down to the beach. Shut up, Wilfred. I won't shut up. We're all in this together. The dungeon fills with water at high tide, doesn't it? Doesn't it?
Wilfred! Steady, lads.
Look! The tide's coming in. Let us out! Let us out of here, you beast!
Hurry up. We'll never get all the stuff on the boat at this rate.
It's heavy.
Of course it's heavy. It's gold. Heavier the better.
Come here, Angier. There, there. There, my dear. There.
Sorry, I was so silly.
But you were quite right, my dear. They are beasts. But I expect they'll move us before the water gets much higher.
Here. What about this lot?
Well, what about them? We've got something better than rabbits here.
Should we let them go then?
Oh, we haven't got time to mess about. Come on.
But they'll starve.
Oh, you're breaking my heart.
Poor little perishers. I wish we hadn't caught you. Silly's right, you know. We haven't got time to do anything about it now.
Someone's coming!
I'll talk to them.
Come on, Carlo. The tide's coming in.
I'm coming!
Listen, man, you must get us out of here.
Must? I've told you already, you're not giving the orders anymore.
You can't leave us to drown. Never mind me, but what about these children?
First things first. We'll ship this treasure, then I'll worry about you.
Carlo, I appeal to you. Don't let him leave us here.
You appeal to me, do you? Well, that makes a change. Used to be do this, do that. And jump to it, man. Well, I don't owe you any favors. But I don't see a bunch of kids left here to drown. I'll talk to Emilio. He's the boss.
The water's rising. Thank goodness anyway Tim's out of this.
And the old Duke of Wellington. He flew off into the woods when those scoundrels laid hands on me.
For goodness sake, stop that awful wailing row.
I'm sorry, it's better than doing nothing.
Well, can't you play something a bit more cheerful to buck us up a bit?
I don't know any tunes. The music just comes somehow.
Music!
Well, I like it. Won't you play a bit more, Wilfred?
Mark those kids and the old man. We can't just leave them there. They'll die like rats in a trap when the tide comes up.
I shouldn't have poked their nose into what didn't concern them.
But it'll be merged.
Shut up! Look, out there. That light. Long, long, short, short. Long, long, short, short. That's the signal. It's the ship. Come on. They won't hang around after daylight. This means we can't possibly get all the stuff off tonight. We'll have to come back in a couple of days for the rest of the treasure.
Come back? But we can't.
Well, we couldn't if Sir Hugo and the kids were free to give the alarm. But they won't be, will they?
You mean...
We'll leave them where they are. The tide will come in. Nobody be any the wiser.
How can the famous five and their friends escape the rising tide? How can they stop Emilio and Carlo? Come and see next week's episode. High Tide. Hamus 5 are locked in the dungeon with Sir Hugo as the tide rises.
I bet dreadful things have happened here.
You'll pay for this. By George, if I was 20 years younger, I'd give you the thrashing of your lives.
Yeah, but you're not.
Carlo and Emilio take the treasure to their waiting boat.
They'll die like rats in a trap when the tide comes up.
I shouldn't have poked their nose into what didn't concern them.
But it'll be merged.
Shut up! Look, up there. It's the ship. Come on.
They must let us out. They must.
They will, my boy, they will.
Listen. Can you hear anything?
Can't hear a thing.
It came from here. It came, Ian. Yes, like someone digging or burrowing. Who could it be?
Timmy!
No.
We must be more than 50 feet down.
Couldn't be Tim.
Oh, never mind. Come on, help me, Julian.
Wait! You must listen.
I'm sorry, it will not be convenient to let you go. The passage is flooding. We'll be taking the rest of the treasure out through the house. We shan't be seeing you again.
You cold-blooded, murdering villain.
What's the matter with you, Carlo? Come on. Come on, are you paralyzed or something?
It's no good. I can't do it.
Can't do what?
I can't leave them in the dungeon with the water rising.
So you'd sooner leave the best part of the treasure, would you? We've only got time for 2 more trips.
We've got enough. We've got enough already to make us rich.
You don't understand, Carlo. I don't want to just be rich. I want to be the richest man in the world. I've never had enough of anything all my life. Now, if there's anything in the world I want, anything, I can have it, just like that.
And for that, you'd drown 5 kids and a helpless old man. Well, I'm not that greedy. I'm gonna let them out.
Carlo, I was afraid I might have trouble with you, but you're not going to get in my way now. Either you help me, or you join the others in the dungeon. Now, which is it to be?
badger!
It's Mealy's the common badger. An excellent specimen.
Yes, and his earth must run close to this dungeon. My music made him burrow closer. Don't you see what this means? Could we escape? Yes. There must be a way out of his earth somewhere up in the woods. And he'll show us the way to it, won't he, old chap?
It looks awfully dark and damp up there.
Better than this will be before long. The tide's still rising.
Wait a minute. What about Sir Hugo? He can't get up there.
Never mind me. You wriggle up that badger's hole as fast as you can, all of it.
And leave you here by yourself? We couldn't do that.
We'll stay here with you.
You're good, brave children, but you're very silly. There's nothing to be gained by all of us drowning when 5 out of 6 can be saved.
I've got an idea. Anne, go to the gate. Let Dick and Wilfred go. Why me? I'm staying here with the rest of you. Listen a minute. Let Dick and Wilfred go because they're the youngest and the smallest. It'll be easier for them crawling up the hole.
But what about you?
It's up to you to get round by the cave if you can and let us out. Don't go by the house because the men are there moving the treasure.
All right, we'll do it.
Come on then. Good luck, both of you.
I like that boy, Wilfred. Wonderful way with animals. Just the sort of son I'd like to have had, if things had been different.
Yes, he's not a bad kid.
I couldn't bear him at first. I quite like him now. I'm sure he and Dick will get us out of this if anyone can.
He's not a relation of yours, then?
Oh no, Wilfred's an orphan. He stays with a friend of our mother's during the holidays.
I see. I see.
This'll have to be the last load. It's nearly dawn.
Nearly high tide. I'll never get over what we've done.
There's nothing like money for helping you forget.
You and your lousy money. You made a murderer out of me.
Well, you don't have to go through with it if you don't want to. A bullet's a good cure for a guilty conscience, too.
Come on in. Let's get going.
We're now at half tide. In about 2 hours' time, when the water reaches that crossbar, if we haven't been rescued before, you will all three make your escape by the Badger's Earth. Now, that's an order. I'm not accustomed to being disobeyed. Do I make myself clear?
But Sir Hugo!
No arguments. If I'm going to die, I wish to do so as I've lived, by myself. Now, all we can do is to stay here and watch the water.
Thanks, Mr. Badger. What are you doing, Wilfred? Smelling for the sea. It's that way, come on!
Come on! What's the matter with you?
Nothing.
Saying goodbye to Sir Hugo, were you?
Suppose I was. Suppose I was asking him to forgive me. You wouldn't understand.
Good riddance to him, I say.
Oh, his bark was worse than his bite. I can still hear him calling for his hot drink.
Seeing ghosts next. Come on.
Look!
They've seen us!
By the cave.
Oh, the devil. We gotta stop them.
Come on!
Good old Tim.
Get him off me!
No, we can't wait. You'll have to go now.
No, Sir Hugo, we're not going.
No, all right.
You're good children, but you must obey. Now off you go through the badger's hole.
You first, Anne. Bye, Sir Hugo.
They're coming!
Listen.
We're coming!
It's Dick and Wilfred. They made it.
We made it!
Bravo!
Well
Bravo!
done, you two.
Bravo!
We've seen down on the beach. And Tim attacked one of the men. He's fighting him now.
He'll need some help.
Come on, Dick. You two, look after Sir Hugo.
No sign of the old man.
Back to the boat!
Steady, children, I'm high and dry. Now leave me here and go and help the others.
Think of them getting off scot-free after all they've done.
Look! The boat's moving out to sea! Come on!
Carlo, what about a charge?
Sir Hugo, drowned. Come to haunt us.
Now you're hearing things. Come on!
Come to it, come to it.
I'm not going. Not for all the gold in the world.
Fool, hurry!
No.
All right. What's I sharing with you anyway?
Wilfred,
Yes, sir?
suppose you came and stayed with me here for a while.
How super!
Later, if we get on well, you might come and make your home with me here on Whispering Island as my adopted son. And of course, the famous Five will always be welcome on Whispering Island.